With the Brazilian Grand Prix at the 4.309-kilometer Autodromo José Carlos Pace in São Paulo now behind them, Ferrari has 2 weeks to prepare for the Las Vegas Grand Prix, the final United States event of the 2024 Formula One season and the third-to-last round of the World Championship, with the Italian side in need of a great result for Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz at the 6.2-kilometer Las Vegas Strip Circuit in Nevada to be able to reduce the gap against McLaren and continue to believe in the dream of winning the World Constructors Championship this year. In Brazil, the Ferrari SF-24 cars were more on the defensive, considering the characteristics of the Interlagos circuit. While Charles Leclerc's weekend in São Paulo was forgettable, Carlos Sainz's was miserable as he crashed out in both the qualifying session and the race before being hit with a steward's reprimand for dangerous driving as he tried to drive off in his stricken Ferrari despite marshals already being on the scene. The outcome in Brazil was as gloomy as the weekend weather, especially considering Carlos Sainz's victory in Mexico City and Charles Leclerc's success in Austin at the other races during F1's latest triple-header. But Las Vegas now offers a very different landscape where Ferrari's strengths will hopefully come into play, potentially helping the Scuderia to close part of the 36-point gap from McLaren in the constructors' standings ahead of the final 2 races of the season. Last year, Ferrari showed solid form even in a season dominated by Red Bull, and expectations are even higher this year. Still, some concerns emerged following the Brazilian Grand Prix that cannot be overlooked. Charles Leclerc, while hopeful of a competitive showing in Las Vegas, pointed to an issue that might complicate matters for Ferrari, namely cold temperatures. Already in Brazil, the SF-24 struggled to get tires up to temperature, an issue that may reappear next week on American soil. Charles Leclerc therefore expressed optimism about Ferrari's competitiveness in the next round of the 2024 Formula One Championship, recalling their strong performance there last year and hoping for a similar outcome this season. The Monegasque driver noted that while Ferrari had made significant progress in tire management, this advancement could leave them lacking in colder track conditions, like those expected in Las Vegas, similar to the conditions encountered last weekend in Brazil. Charles Leclerc emphasized that Ferrari was utilizing the 2 weeks between the races to prepare thoroughly for the American round, despite anticipated challenges with tire performance. However, he believed that the track's characteristics should play to the strengths of the SF-24 single-seater. Ferrari's improved tire management with the 2024 Formula One car could potentially work against them in certain conditions. However, Charles Leclerc, while cautious, still sees opportunities for Ferrari to be on the offensive in Las Vegas and at the season finale at the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. The Monegasque driver therefore shared mixed feelings about Scuderia Ferrari's prospects for the 22nd round of the 2024 Formula One Championship, suggesting the Maranello team could be as competitive as last year, but might face greater difficulty in bringing the tires to optimal performance. The winner of the United States Grand Prix remained generally optimistic, expressing a genuine belief that Ferrari could perform well in Nevada. At the same time, Charles Leclerc anticipated that both Las Vegas and Abu Dhabi would be favorable tracks for the SF-24, though he expected Qatar to be more challenging, requiring a focus on limiting any setbacks. With 3 races remaining, the Monegasque emphasized Ferrari's goal of making the most of each opportunity in order to put pressure on McLaren in the battle for the World Constructors Championship. With Red Bull, that could also get involved if Sergio Perez manages to improve his performances after a very difficult year for the Mexican driver. As a result, Ferrari team principal Frederic Vasseur outlined the Italian side's title approach in this 3-way championship fight. The French manager has stated he is not paying attention to the championship standings as the title fight nears its end. The Maranello squad currently sits second in the constructors' table, 36 points down on leaders McLaren ahead of the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Red Bull, who is looking to defend its titles, is a further 13 points behind Ferrari with 3 rounds remaining in the 2024 Formula One campaign. While Ferrari endured a difficult round last time out in Brazil, with Charles Leclerc crossing the line in 5th place, while teammate Carlos Sainz spun into the barrier in treacherous conditions. As F1 prepares its final races to decide the championship, Frederic Vasseur insisted he is not interested in knowing the gaps in the standings, as he prefers to take it race by race. Frederic Vasseur explained that the Italian side's approach has remained consistent for several months, focusing on each race individually as he believes this is the best mindset. The Ferrari team boss emphasized the importance of concentrating on what they can control, without trying to calculate too far ahead. Fred Vasseur admitted that he did not focus on the current standings or points, stating he preferred to keep his attention on the present race and maintain that attitude moving forward. After Charles Leclerc won at the Circuit of the Americas and Carlos Sainz managed to cross the finish line in P1 in the Mexico City Grand Prix, Ferrari got up to second place in the constructors' standings behind McLaren. After so many years, Ferrari is finally fighting for an ambitious target which has been missing in Maranello since the 2008 Formula One campaign, when Kimi Räikkönen and Felipe Massa secured Ferrari's last triumph in the Formula One World Constructors Championship.